Hey guys, welcome back to Make an Adventure. I'm Stephanie, and today we're going to talk about if we wasted our money. So I was out here checking gauges, making sure our fuel and battery levels were good, and a thought occurred to me as I was poking around. So some of y'all who have been with us from the start know that Kimi and I have been building a tiny house for the last 3 years. We haven't really said how much we've put into it yet, and to be honest, we haven't really put all of our receipts together to actually see how much it's been. What were we thinking in building it instead of buying one new? Buying an RV off the lot, or even building a schoolie? Why did we choose this route? It's very different. We started with a box truck chassis, and we built our own box on the back of it. Now what we really wanted to do was travel the US and see more of the country than we have. We grew up in Alaska primarily, and that's pretty much all we've seen. We want to look around and find somewhere we want to build a house, but we don't know where to go. Originally, we were going to buy an RV and travel the country to find where we wanted to go. But once we started looking into the build quality and the prices of all these RVs and how long they last and all that, it became more and more of a maybe we can't do this. We didn't have a whole lot of money starting out. I think we may have hit like $600 total when we started putting this idea together. We started looking at the logistics of buying an RV versus building out a schoolie, and the logistics of maybe building out, a box truck or something. And that's actually what we ended up doing. Every vehicle on the road has a gross vehicle weight rating. That's pretty much the weight limit to how much you want to put on your axle safely. Our gross vehicle weight rating is 25,000 pounds. And our dry weight, which was just the truck without the box on it before we built it, we weighed it, it was 9,000 pounds. So we had 16,000 pounds of capacity to put on the back of it. A school bus's gross vehicle weight rating is usually around 42,000 pounds. And when they're dry, they're usually around 28,000 pounds. And that varies a lot depending on how long your bus is, and depending on what model your bus is, what year. That's just a number I'm going to throw out there. That's the general number. If your bus is different, comment down below. I would love to know your dry weight and your gross vehicle weight rating and how much you weigh. And this gets a little tricky with RVs. If you look at the dry weight of a lot of these vehicles and their weight capacity, there's usually a pretty big difference. But we actually looked at the RVs and we found that their dry weight, in not all circumstances, but so many circumstances, it was so close to the max limit for your axles that it was ridiculous. There's a huge variety of dry weight and gross vehicle weight ratings on RVs fresh out the lot. You really have to do your research and know exactly how much weight that your vehicle can take and how much it weighs now. Because some of those RVs, the gross vehicle weight rating and the dry weight is pretty close. You can probably fill up your tanks, your gas, and load up with food and people and be over your safe weight limit. Now many times that's not the case. A lot of diesel chassis have a lot of capacity for all of your gear and whatever else you want to put in it. If you have an RV, I'm curious, what is your gross vehicle weight rating and what is your dry weight? Another big thing was cost. We didn't have $50,000 to drop on an RV. And for an RV that is a Class C diesel toy hauler that's 38.5 feet long, you're probably going to pay around $350,000. And that would have been a huge compromise because we wouldn't have been able to afford anything that fit our lifestyle. Also, when it comes down to the construction of the vehicle, a lot of RVs are made with 1x1 wood sticks, pretty much sticks. We decided to go with all aluminum. And of course, if you're building out a schoolie, you're probably all steel. Now, all of those have pros and cons to them, but we chose aluminum because it's lightest. It's the lightest and the strongest for its weight. It also doesn't rust or corrode or rot. We're approximating that we've put about $40,000 in this build so far, and we're approximating that only from $2,000 to $8,000 more we're going to need to put in it before it's actually done. That's going to be about it for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoy our content, please subscribe. It really helps. We're really trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of summer so that we can hit the road. That's our main goal. And we will see you guys next time.